Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on how to make this super adorable cotton candy charm, and you can customize this, make it any color you want, and I am going to show you how today. Let's get started, guys. What you're going to need is an assortment of colors, and I'm just choosing 5 random ones that I think will look good in cotton candy, and then I'm using pearl to mix it to make the colors lighter, but you could use white clay for this. So as you guys can see here, I combine the colors together, but I'm lazy as hell, so I'm going to use my pasta machine to finish the mixing, but you could use your hands for this. I'm just lazy, so that's why I'm doing it that way, but like I said, you could just mix this with your hands. Once all your clay is completely combined together, it should look something like this. And I personally kept this shot in here because I just think it's so aesthetically pleasing. But anyways, we can just kind of move on to the next step, which is rolling out the clay. Just wanted to show you guys quickly, I used pearl clay, so it looks like this. It has kind of a nice sheen to it, but I do have cotton candy that I made in the past where it was completely dull, and it still looks really nice. So you could do either one, it really doesn't matter. And you're just going to roll out all your individual colors into cylinders and try to make them around the same thickness, but I know that sometimes that can be challenging, so just kind of eyeball this one, and it is what it is. So the reason we're rolling out all of these colors is for the cone here, and what you're going to do is you're going to take all of your cylinders like this and you're going to wrap them around a scrap piece of clay. Now I use scrap clay because you're not going to see the inside anyway, and it just seems wasteful for me to use regular clay, but of course if you wanted to use like white clay or something you could. It just to me doesn't seem very practical when the interior is not going to be seen anyway. So most crafters I know have a box like this. If you're into clay, for sure you have one. So just take a bunch of that, roll it up into a big cylinder, and we'll use that for the interior of our cones. So basically what you want to do is take equal lengths of the good clay and wrap it around the cylinder of clay that's no good, so the scrap clay. And this doesn't have to be completely perfect or anything. There's no rhyme or reason to the way you do this. I just wrap them in a pattern, so it'll be 5 colors, 5 colors, 5 colors. Once you've got that completely ready to go here, this is what I meant by the inside of it not seeing the scrap clay. It's going to look funny, but once you roll this all out, honestly, it's not going to matter. You're not going to see the insides of this roll at all. Now you're just going to roll that cylinder out to be as big or as small as you want. Just a tip, guys, you can make lollipops with this method. You can make candy canes with this method. It's essentially just a cane, which is cool. You can make, really, this is just reducing a very basic cane. For what we're doing, we're making obviously we're making the cotton candy stuff, but you could of course make really any kind of cane with this kind of method. So just keep reducing that until you have the size that you want, and I will show you the size of my cylinder so that you kind of have a general idea of what to base that off of. So once you have your size that you prefer, mine's pretty small, you just basically take your finger and you roll a pointy end, and then you have a thicker end, and this creates the cone shape of the cotton candy. Then you're just going to bake all those cylinders that you created in the oven for like 5 or 10 minutes at 225 degrees. And just a tip you guys, when you create this type of cylinder cane, you can actually create like lollipops with it. It's really, really simple. So I'm just showing you here how to do that. And if you have any extra, or you don't want to make like 1,000 of those little cylinders, you could always make lollipops with it as well. Next, you're going to want to roll out a cylinder of clay for the top part of the candy cane. Holy crap, I keep calling it candy cane, but I'm trying to say cotton candy. So you want to roll out the cylinder for the cotton candy, and this is really 100% up to you. You can choose any colors that you want. I just chose colors that match the base of my stick, but literally it's up to you. So you just start at the bottom, and you just form, basically, if you've ever seen the emoji poop, that's kind of the look you're going for. have as many of the poop emoji guys that you want, which is actually the top of the cotton candy, you can just bake that as well, because both of these parts need to be baked before you can continue. So once your top portion of the cotton candy is baked, you're going to go ahead and put some non-baked clay into the bottom of the cylinder, and you're just going to stuff it in there. And the reason that you're doing this is because it's going to help secure the cone of the cotton candy to the actual top portion. And what I like to do is, just to make sure it's extra secure, I'll take the cylinder, but I'll also add a little bit of liquid Sculpey. In my case, I'm using Fimo Deco Gel just because it's translucent when it's cured, but you could go ahead and use regular liquid Sculpey. It's completely up to you. Now you're going to notice once this is in there that at the very top of your cotton candy there is a hole, and in that hole is where we're going to secure the eye pin, and I again use TLS to do this, or you could use Fimo Deco Gel, it doesn't matter, but I do like to give it just a little bit extra security, and that's how I do that. So definitely secure it with some type of hardener, whether it's Bacon Bond or TLS or Fimo Deco Gel. Tip guys, you don't have to do this as well, but I do just throw a little bit of extra Fimo Deco Gel on the top there just to kind of secure the eye pin, just to make sure it doesn't pull out. I know it's super annoying when you have a product and it rips out the eye pin. Oh, so frustrating. So that's definitely a tip that I recommend. And here's just a tip, you guys, because I don't want you wasting any more clay than you have to. If you do have leftover clay at the end, you can always turn this into cotton candy as well. So what I did was I stuffed this with scrap clay or just leftover clay so that it'll secure the cotton candy stick. And then for the cotton candy stick, all I did was I rolled out a stick of pearl, and I think it complements it really well because the stick is, you know, white and pearl, and then the top cotton candy part is a really beautiful, like, I guess, rainbowy pearl effect. So it does look really neat as far as I'm concerned. Bake all those pieces in the oven, and then when you return, it should look like this. So what I do is I add a little bit of TLS to the outside of it to give it a really nice good coating. And then once I have that really good coating on there, I'm going to dip it in extra fine glitter, and this provides that kind of airy texture that cotton candy is, because obviously cotton candy definitely has a very airy-like texture, which our clay doesn't have, but adding the extra fine glitter to it kind of gives it that next level look, and you'll see what I mean once everything's baked and everything's ready to go. I'm just going to dust that in the extra fine glitter and try to avoid getting it on the cone part of it, because obviously that's not where you want the texture to be, but all you have to do is just kind of dust it in there. I use tools sometimes to help scoop the glitter onto the product, but again, it's really up to you how you decide to do this. Once you baked your pieces, this is what they should look like. Optionally, you can of course add glaze. However, I hadn't done it at this point, but I do think the glaze helps to add a little bit of protection. Now these make great earrings, great necklaces, they're awesome gifts, or you can just keep them for yourself, put them on a keychain. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you stay tuned for what's coming next. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.